and Christian Calcano. Gerard up a game. He's on blue-black control. So bringing you during the game pretty deep into game two. So on Gerard's side, looks like he has a Silumgar and then Den Protector and Siege Rhino. Those both maybe having been stolen up from Christian Calcano via Ashiok. Calcano's side has a Herald of Torment and a Hangerback Walker on 4 counters. Life totals both in the mid-teens.
Silumgar, the Drifting Death, was another card that people talked about picking up some popularity this weekend. Another very good answer to Hangerback Walker. Gerard, with the other copy of Silumgar here, another threat that's very good against Hangerback Walker. Just can take it.
Yeah,
I mean, pretty good too.
I think there's a lot of pressure, especially post-board in this matchup, for Obs on aggro to board out their removal. And once they do, Dragonlord Silumgar becomes very potent.
Right. You can leave in a couple copies of something like Hero's Downfall, because Gerard's got Planeswalkers as well, and you just need some catch-alls. But you are definitely not keeping in the dedicated creature removal.
All right, so on Gerard's side, he's going to go ahead and he casts Dig Through Time, resolves it, and then plays a face-down Morph. Looking at the sideboard, does have 2 copies of Stratus Dancer in there.
And we are joining the game in progress, but based on life totals and board states, it looks like Gerard has done a very good job of controlling this in spite of Calcano having a Hangerback Walker that's been in play doing its thing for several turns.
Yeah, Gerard's going to score. It looks like he'll swing Siege Rhino into this board. It's a little surprising as Hangerback Walker can just eat it, which it'll do. We'll block it and put a 5th counter on. Walk me through that play. This is kind of a hedge as that Siege Rhino was taken by Dragonlord Silumgar?
I'm not sure exactly what was up there, as that attack had very little value, unless Gerard just did not want to be left giving back Calcano an untapped blocker in the event that Calcano has a removal spell for Silumgar.
So despite the fact that Gerard just a control deck that resolved Dig Through Time, this 5/5 Hangerback Walker is no joke on the board. Thoughtseize will be from Calcano. This may be his last chance to do that for a while. We see Jace, Vryn's Prodigy, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, another copy of Dragonlord Silumgar. Keep in mind, there is a Haven of the Spirit Dragon in play for Gerard right now.
That also might have been an incentive there. With the second copy of Dragonlord Silumgar in hand, Gerard may have just wanted to ensure that Calcano would activate the Hangerback Walker and make the second Dragonlord Silumgar get something even juicier.
All right, so he'll take the second copy of Dragonlord Silumgar and then attack with the 5/5 Hangerback Walker. See if Gerard cares to block. He could trade it with the Dragonlord. He could chump it with Den Protector. He'll use Calcano's own Den Protector to chump block. So we go back over to Gerard. And a game that did look like Gerard was ahead in, maybe closer than we thought. This is Hangerback Walker is problematic.
Well, Gerard's got a lot of chump blocking he can do and a lot of raw power in his hand.
Yeah. Plays Jace, plays Dismal Backwater to gain a life up to 13. This does mean he has 8 mana for potential Ugin. Also, could use the Haven of the Spirit Dragon to get back Silumgar and perhaps steal Hangerback Walker. If he can set that up with Stratus Dancer mana up, that seems like a great line for him.
Yeah, I think that the game looks worse for Gerard right now than it actually is. Gerard has a lot of command over what's happening right now.
Gerard will loot off Jace. 3 cards in the graveyard. Jace doesn't flip just yet. He went to 8 on last turn's attack off from Hangerback Walker. Now go up to 10 off Radiant Fountain. 9 lands in play for Gerard. His last card is an Ugin. However, he does want to hold up 2 for that Stratus Dancer. He'll decide that Ugin's the better play, though.
Gerard can just race. Life totals are even. Gerard's got chump blockers to work with.
Yeah.
He can bolt and chump and take a hit off Hangerback Walker. I mean, what's Calcano's path from here exactly?
Yeah, it looks like Ugin's going to go ahead and plus to shoot down Herald of Torment.
Life totals are even.
Yeah, he certainly can take the aggressive route here.
And Calcano's about to take another shot in the air as well.
So yeah, he takes down the Heralds, attacks with Silumgar. Calcano will have to choose between attacking Gerard and attacking Ugin. And even if he starts attacking Ugin, that's a race that Calcano certainly doesn't win. So Herald of Torment is down. Stratus Dancer mana is down as well. At least for this turn. We'll see if Gerard wants to risk an attack with the Dragon Lord. He hasn't been blocking with it, which makes me think he wants the attack.
Well, it seems like, from where I'm sitting, it looks like a pretty safe attack. Gerard can't die on the way back, most likely. He's at 10, facing down to 5/5. And he has a chump blocker left over. So Calcano's hand needs to be awfully specific to be able to punish here.
You know, I wonder, I mean, looks like he's contemplating swinging everything. And it's going to be just the Stratus Dancers. Calcano down to 9.
So the route here may be for Gerard to chump block and then use the Haven to get back Slumgar, steal the Hanger back Walker or whatever Calcano has, and gets to race the whole time with his Ugin.
On end step, Calcano uses an Abzan Charm to draw 2. It puts himself down to 7.
Now, what makes this chump block a little more complicated is I believe Slumgar has Death Touch, which is going to breaks open the Hanger back Walker. And at that point, the Slumgar it's still fine as a big blocker and stealing one of the Thopters, but he would be better served with a 5/5 Hangerback Walker being the thing he steals rather than one of 5 Thopters.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And it's a lot easier to chump block a Hangerback Walker than to chump block 5 Thopters. At the same time, Gerard has Calcano down to 7, and he just needs enough time to continue plussing the Ugin, targeting Calcano.
Yeah, I mean, possibly last turn, Gerard could have simply gone, I'll go ahead and bolt you and just pass the turn. Gerard's got a lot of different routes he can take here.
5 Thopters into play for Calcano. The Dragon Lord Silumgar does trade with Hangerback Walker. There is enough mana in play for Gerard to both get back Silumgar and cast him on this next turn.
Also noteworthy that Gerard, by blocking there, has now put a 4th card in his graveyard. It means that Jace will flip this turn if he wants it.
Fleecemane Lions will play for Calcano. He has 5 mana up. Opts not to use Monstrosity right away, though. So we go back to Fabiano. He'll loot. Discarding Tassiger. That's going to go ahead and flip Jace. And Jace is going to flashback, dig through time.
A lot of looks at Bile Blight right now.
Be a huge draw.
Yeah, a lot of looks at a lot of things.
See how much mana Gerard wants to leave up. Looks like he's tapping 5, delving 3.
Yeah, I think he may want to hedge here a little bit and not delve away the whole graveyard, leave 1 copy of Slumgar in there. So in case this dig through time doesn't go well, he can block this turn and then untap, get Slumgar back and cast that.
Does look like it. And actually, it's 4 and 4. So 4 cast, 4 delve. He exiles. Looks like he's not hedging. It might be the whole graveyard. And he'll go ahead and Hero's Downfall away the Fleecemane Lion. Calcano, in response to dig, tried to use Monstrosity, and Gerard was at the ready with a Hero's Downfall.
And now the question is simply, can Gerard find a Bile Blight? If he can do that, he's got it sewn up. He's in pretty good shape even if he doesn't, but that's going to lock it up.
Yeah, last card is still Stratus Dancer. Looks like Ugin will just shoot down a Thopter. Gerard will pass. So he doesn't have the win right now, but does have a lot of threats on the table.
Threatening to go ultimate with Ugin next turn.
Yeah, Calcano certainly can't let that happen. See how many Thopters he wants to send at Ugin. Turns out it's all of them. Ugin goes down to 7 loyalty. Draft for Calcano's a Temple. I believe he just has a Caves of Koilos as his remaining card, and he may be out of gas in the tank right now.
Yep.
Ugin takes down a second Thopter. 3 remain. The face down morph swings in, puts Calcano to 5. Jace pluses to keep another Thopter at bay. And we may be on the home stretch.
Yeah, Stratus Dancer still up. Jace still in play, they're able to flashback a Downfall next turn if Gerard wants it. Now Calcano kind of has to start leaving stuff back on defense because he'll be killed by an Ugin shot plus an attack.
Here's a face down creature. Most likely a Den Protector. And Good draw from Gerard. That's a dissolve. Calcano's remaining hand is just lands, and that will be the match. 2-0. Gerard moves to 7-0, 1 win away from an undefeated day one. For Christian Calcano, it's his first loss of the day. He's now 2-1 in standard with Obs on aggro, looking to bounce back for a strong finish, though.
And Calcano with a slower build of Obs on aggro, trying to get an edge in the mirror, a couple copies of Wingmate Rock in the main deck, 3 copies of Jamoka's Command, a reasonable amount of creature removal, but all that stuff is not where you want to be against Gerard, who is now 7-0.
Yeah, and strong performance here. Blue-black control. We're kind of talking about that when you're talking about Dragon Lord Ojutai, but whether or not this is a decent time for a heavier control deck to show up.